Howdy folks, and welcome to Texas Music Cafe, home to both rising stars and Lone Star legends. I'm delighted to introduce tonight's show featuring Willie Nelson. This episode has been 20 years in the making, and tonight we'll cover some rare and mostly unseen footage from Mr. Nelson's career. So stick around right here on the Texas Music Cafe. The Texas Music Cafe is brought to you in part by Texas State Technical College, TSTC, technically better. Music and Math Masters supports the rising stars of Texas music through this program. Music and Math Masters motivates and trains students of all ages. We are Central Texas's notes and numbers specialists.
Support also brought to you by Sterling Thompson Architect, providing commercial and residential architectural services in Central Texas since 1986.
Cotton Patch Sound Design is the North American distributor of Burns guitars and basses, as well as a state-of-the-art recording studio and music store, located in Waco, Texas, or online at cottonsoundguitars.com.
Serving up Texas' hottest original acts. The all-you-can-eat Texas Music Cafe boldly goes where commercial radio and television fear to tread. So kick up your heels for another exciting episode from the all-you-can-eat Texas Music Cafe.
Hi, this is Willie Nelson. You're watching All You Can Eat Texas Music Cafe.
Back in 1997, we were invited by Kathleen Hudson, the director of the Texas Heritage Music Foundation in Kerrville, Texas, to document a Jimmy Rogers celebration and fundraiser where Willie Nelson and family were the featured entertainment. Here are a couple cuts from that small gathering. So please forgive the video quality and technology that was available to us at that time. Willie and family's performance makes it all worth the ride.
Crazy for feeling so lonely, and I'm crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted. And then someday you leave me for somebody new. Worry, why do I let myself worry? Wondering what in the world did I do? Crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. Crazy for trying, crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for love. And when the evening sun goes down, good life, but it's my life. Many people just like me, dreaming of who used to be. The night life ain't no good life, but it's my life. blues will say. Mine is just another scene from the world of broken dreams. Nightlife ain't no good life, but it's my life. Listen to the blues they're playing. Listen to what the blues are saying. Mine is just another scene from the world of broken dreams. The nightlife ain't no good life, but it's my life. Listen to the blues they're playing. Listen to what the blues are saying. Mine is just another scene from the world of broken dreams. Nightlife ain't no good life, but it's my life. Nightlife ain't no good life, but it's my life. Thank you.
One of the most iconic and storied musical performances in Texas music history is when Willie Nelson broke the barrier between rednecks and hippies at the legendary Armadillo World Headquarters in Austin. This iconic moment eventually led to the formation of TV's longest running music series, Austin City Limits, and these guys helped set that ball in motion.
Armadillo was an important part of my life, and Armadillo changed Austin forever. So did Willie Nelson.
Willie is the Mother Teresa of the movement, for crying out loud, you know.
There's no question that Armadillo and Willie Nelson defined the 70s, and I was really honored to have had an office at Armadillo and be part of the Armadillo World Headquarters. Honored to have been a founder of Austin City Limits. Honored to have been part of Willie Nelson's first picnic.
He's done more over a longer period of time than anybody else, and has had more fun at it. And he's the perfect role model. He's the white man's Muhammad Ali, you know.
Pilot for Austin City Limits was a project that I worked on, one of the first projects I worked on with Armadillo Productions. The first pilot, we have the pilot of the pilot, was called Armadillo Country Music Review. KLRU came to our company, the local PBS station, and said, we see an opening on PBS for something that might be country music oriented. We tried to duplicate the look of Armadillo World Headquarters. So we went around and found a set that was really for a Hispanic children's show, but it had bleachers. And Armadillo had bleachers. And so we took these bleachers and we surrounded the stage with the bleachers. I think our budget was $14,000 on the pilot, and we booked Willie Nelson onto that pilot. As a matter of fact, our company did that. So we played a big role in the first Austin City Limits pilot, and no one in the United States had ever seen anything like it. It was like Elvis. I mean, this was country music, but when you saw that band, that long red-headed stranger, and that fella Paul on the drums with his black cape and his black hat, and the rest of those country-looking redneck hippies standing around playing these instruments, and they're singing and going and playing these progressive licks. Country music fans had never seen anything like that before. It was considered avant-garde and mind-blowing, and it changed the whole music industry.
Fish in the sea all the time, but if that's what it takes to be free, I don't mind. Still moving to me, still moving to me. And it's hard to explain how I feel. Won't go in words, but I know that it's real. I can be moving, or I can be still moving to me. Still moving to me. Still moving to me. Still moving to me. Thank you very much. Before we get out of here, Freddie, let's you and I do another one together. I'll sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you. All the right words, oh so sweet, they're gonna knock me off my feet. And the kisses at the bottom, I'll be glad I got them. And say I hope you're feeling better. Love the way you used to do. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you. I'm a home far away. They tell me I'm a place where most storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me I'm a cloudy day. Everybody sing. Oh, the land of cloudless day. Oh, the land of a cloudy sky. They tell me I'm a place where my friends have gone. Oh, they tell me I'm a cloudy day. Close to touch.
Whether it's farmers, children, or animals in need, Willie is always willing to lend a hand to a good cause, especially when it's close to home. Here's a few cuts from a fundraiser to rebuild the Hill County Courthouse, the county seat of Abbott, Texas, Willie's hometown.
Please back up, no one's getting in.
Willie Nelson was one of the first people who came to the rescue in 1993. The courthouse burned January 1, 1993, and it was just a couple of weeks after that that said, if you, the citizens of Hill County, are willing to restore the courthouse instead of dozing it all down and building a new one, I will do a benefit concert to help you get started.
I didn't move here until 96, and of course this happened in 93, and there's been a wonderful dedicated group of volunteers that have worked hard on this. When I came, of course it was already underway, and we've just all worked as we can to do whatever we can. So this is very special since Willie Nelson has come back to make his final pledge or plea for money for the landscaping and special furniture. So we're pretty happy about this, and it's attracted a lot of attention. People seem to really appreciate this courthouse. Everybody that comes in my store comments on how beautiful it is and talks about it.
The town's been looking forward to it for at least 6 months. Well, for longer than that, for several years.
2 days after the courthouse burned, and being from here, he came just to survey what had happened and look at his old hometown, his old courthouse. And he said, you know, we need to do something. You know, I need to help. He said, I don't need to just tell you or give you money. He said, we need to come, we need to do a concert. And so, you know, everyone just flocked together. At that point in time, I don't think anybody knew how to do it. He just said, you do it and I'll be here. So they just pulled all their resources and put it together. And then when he was finished, he said, I'll be back when you finish. And I think it was basically Willie, you know, that gave us that opportunity.
There's a good cause going on down here. Anytime a bunch of Texas musicians can band together and raise a little money for something, that's what we do. I mean, it's not a thing to where we're actually looking for a bunch of money to go do something. If we can raise a little money to, you know, make somebody else's life a little easier, then that's what we're going to do.
Welcome everybody to the dedication of the Hill County Courthouse, restored after 6 years.
6 years ago, this beautiful courthouse was in flames. I want everybody to turn to your left and look at this beautiful courthouse.
Gorgeous.
What a magnificent structure.
They don't build them like that
That
anymore.
is pure Texas, ladies and gentlemen.
And then some.
6 years ago, Willie Nelson came out here and he helped us raise some money. He helped get the ball rolling to get this beautiful courthouse reconstructed to its original beauty. And by golly, we have done it with Willie's help
and yours.
That's right. And some great performers along the way. We love it. That is a beautiful thing. And that's what we're here tonight to celebrate, is our Texas heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming out tonight. We love you.
Beautiful weather.
Willie Nelson coming out.
Willie Nelson.
Thank y'all very much. Here's a couple of Billy Joe Shaver songs for you. First one called Fast Train to Georgia. On a rainy, windy morning, on the day that I was born in my old sharecropping one-room country shack, they say my mammy left me the day before she had me. Said she hit the road and never once looked back. And I'd just like to mention that my grandma's old age pension is the reason why I'm standing here today. And I got all my country learning, a milking and a churning, picking cotton, raising hell and baling hay. I've been to Georgia on a fast train, honey. I wasn't born no yesterday. I got a good Christian raising and an 8th grade education. Ain't no need y'all to treat me this way. Carolina, I don't guess I'll ever find another woman put together like you are. I love the wiggle and you walking, and the giggle and you talking, and your brand new shiny Plymouth ragtop car. And it's hurry up and wait in this land of give and take, to say that haste makes 4 waste every time. But I declare to my soul, when you hear them ages roll, you better know I'm gonna get my share of mine. I've been to Georgia on a fast train, honey. I wasn't born no yesterday. I got a good Christian raising and an 8th grade education. Ain't no need y'all treating me this way. Ain't no need y'all treating me this way. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There is a better on the way in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I was standing by my window on a cold, cold, cloudy day when I saw that hearse come rolling, come to carry my mother away. Everybody sang, now will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? Is it better on the way in the sky, Lord, in the sky, playing on the piano, Sister Barbara. Undertaker, won't you please drive slow? 'Cause the body that you carry, Lord, I hate to see her go. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? Is it better on the way in the sky, Lord, in the sky? One more time, will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? Better on
Now, I didn't know that Willie Nelson sang in Spanish, but here's Willie in Luckenbach with Ray Wiley Hubbard, and then with Little Joe Hernandez performing the national anthem.
These are our shirts. We got them made in Corpus Christi, Texas. Right here.
T is for Texas. H is for here we are in Luckenbach, Texas. E is for Independence Day. What's so proudly at the twilight's last gleaming, whose clocks rise and rise on through the perilous fight. For the grand we were so
Willie Nelson has received nearly every conceivable award there is, but being honored late in his career by his hometown county is something that a lot of artists who've made it might have snubbed, but not Willie. He graciously returned home to Hill County and accepted his Hall of Fame award with a genuine sense of honor and pride.
While his musical history is incredibly impressive, his service to humanity goes far beyond. In 1993, after a devastating fire on New Year's Day at the Hill County Courthouse, Willie held a benefit concert on the courthouse grounds. He followed up in 1999 with a second concert during the unveiling of the reconstructed building and donated $275,000 in funds raised from his concerts to reconstruction efforts. Willie also has been supportive of the Hill County Cell Block Museum in Hillsboro, both financially and with donations of memorabilia. 4 of his platinum albums are on display along with childhood pictures and other items. Concerned with the plight of the farmer, Willie was instrumental in the creation of Farm Aid. With his help, many farmers across the country have benefited from funds raised through concerts around the United States. Willie recently held a concert at Carl's Corner to raise money for farmers affected by Hurricanes Katrina and Rita. In 1999, according to the Texas Forest Service, Willie agreed to tape a public service announcement for the Forest Service. Because of his busy schedule, he ended up taping the PSA at 3 o'clock in the morning after performing a concert. Most recently, Texas-born celebrities were asked to participate in the Don't Mess with Texas litter prevention program. Along with other natives, Willie was included in commercial spots showing that real Texans don't litter. Willie continues to make his mark in Hill County. He owns a home in Abbott. He also has his name associated with a new product. Willie's Biodiesel is located down the road on I-35 at Carl's Corner. Willie also performs at the stage at Carl's Corner to sold-out audiences, helping Hillsboro to benefit from fans staying at our hotels, eating at our restaurants, and shopping in our stores. He's won more awards than his mantle will hold. However, he has one more to accept that we believe is way overdue. Willie, you will always be on our minds and in our hearts. After this, I'm sure you will be ready to get on the road again. Sorry. Judge Kenneth Davis, would you please come forward to help present the Hall of Fame award?
When it comes to songwriting ability, there's no one equal to or better than Willie Nelson. He has written so many hits. Some of them were played here tonight, but that's just a few of them. There have been so many that have been tremendous hits for not only himself, but different entertainers as well. But through all of this notoriety, Willie has remained the grassroots, down-home country boy, where he's humble and his humility stands equal to or above anyone. One thing that I enjoy about him when he's on TV or on these shows, you know, he wears a bandana, as she mentioned, or a cap. So many times he has on a cap that has Abbott, Texas, or Hill County, or Hill College on it. That's worldwide. That goes everywhere. So he's a good ambassador for us. Willie, while we're very proud of you, your contribution, as it's been mentioned, to humanity, the joy that you brought to millions of people the world over, and the pride that you share in being a tremendously successful boy from the country means a whole lot to us as well as to you. You've never lost that. I want to help my fellow man down through all of this success that you've had. Tonight we want to bestow the highest honor that we have available. We welcome you to our Hall of Fame 2006, Mr. Willie Nelson.
Thank you very much. That's very nice. I do appreciate it. I'm glad to be from Hill County, glad to be from Abbott. You know, when we're going around the country, people ask you, where are you from? I say, well, I'm from the Golden Triangle, from Hillsboro West and Abbott. And a lot of people knew what I was talking about. Just about anything you need, you can find in Hillsboro West or Abbott. And that's always been true as far as I know. So thank you again. I see Hillsboro, the radio station KHBR is over here. That's the first radio station I ever sang on, ever worked for. Where are you guys at? Will you stand up? I kind of picked you out of the crowd. So I was really happy to be working at KHBR in Hillsboro. On Saturday we had a radio show from I think 12:30 to 1. And me and Bud Fletcher, and my sister Bobby, and my football coach Glenn Ellison, Whistle Watson, a little drummer. We had a big time every Saturday on KHBR. Then we'd go down west and play the night owl or one of those beer joints down there, pick up $8 or $10 when I was in the big time. So I really did feel very successful back in those days. Like the judge said earlier, when I got to lay down that cotton sack and pick up the guitar and still make a little more money playing guitar than I was making picking cotton, I knew I was successful on that day. So again, thank you all for this award.
Well, back in 1999, Willie Nelson did agree to do a fire prevention spots for us, and it really helped to prevent fires. And I really appreciate that. So we've been trying to run Willie down ever since then to give him an award. And of course, he doesn't like getting awards. He's a very shy fella. But we have two things for you, Willie. One is we've noticed your propensity to wear these things, and we've got several bandanas for you. Let me hold it up there. The other thing we have is a plaque. And don't run off after I give you this plaque, because I got something a lot more serious. Okay. This plaque says, for outstanding contributions to the fire prevention and Smoky Bear campaign to Willie Nelson. And genuinely, we really appreciate that, because we figure a fire that's prevented is not a house that burns. It's not a fireman that gets hurt. It's not a range that burns off. And so what you've done for us has really made a big difference, and I appreciate it. The last thing I have to do, and I got to tell you, my assistant Jan is with me, and she was very critical of my bringing this. Almost embarrassed to see it in the car. But this says, Willie Nelson 4th of July picnic, 1975. And I wanted to see if I could get you to sign it for me. And I gotta tell you, this shirt, I have clutched this shirt for many years. I have retrieved it from the garbage can. I have taken it out, and I kept it with me so close on the off chance that I might run into Willie Nelson one day. And the day came.
Daddy's got a mental picture that it's going to take a while to get out of my head. We just want to thank Willie. He's done a lot of work with particularly the local fire department, Abbott Fire Department, and of course with the courthouse, and we just appreciate all his efforts. The biggest thing everybody talks about is ball caps. You got a Lifetime Achievement Award, I believe, on CMT, and he was wearing Abbott Volunteer Fire Department hat. They sold so many of those caps, they didn't even need a fundraiser that year. So he's getting a Hillsborough cap tonight, believe me.
Willie Nelson's music has made an indelible mark on the world, and his songs will live forever. Today, his kids, an extension of the Willie Nelson and family, continue to make their own mark on music. Here's Willie with his son Lucas at Willie Nelson's picnic in Carl's Corner, Texas.
We're going to put the boys to work here and do a little song called Flooding Down in Texas. Lucas and Micah and the girls here.
Thank you all for watching Texas Music Cafe, home to both rising stars and Lone Star legends. And now we'll leave you with Willie's performance as he's inducted into the Texas Songwriters Hall of Fame at Paramount Theater in Austin, Texas. We'll see you right here next time on the Texas Music Cafe.
If you had not have fallen, I would not have found you. Angel flying too close to the ground. I patched up your broken wing and hung around a while, trying to keep your spirits up and your fever down. And I knew someday that you would fly away. Love's the greatest healer to be found. Leave me if you need to. I will still remember. Angel fly too close to the ground. Leave me if you need to. I will still remember. Angel flying too close to the ground. Too many pain pills, too much pot, trying to be something that I'm not. Superman, Superman, trying to do more than I can, got a little out of hand, I ain't Superman. I blew my throat and I blew my tour, I wound up sipping on soup du jour. I wasn't Superman, I wasn't Superman. Trying to do more than I can, got a little out of hand, I ain't Superman. The doctor said, son, it's a crying shame, but you ain't Clark Kent and I ain't Lois Lane, you ain't Superman. You ain't Superman. Trying to do more than you can, got a little out of hand, I ain't Superman. And when I die, put it on my stone, God said, sucker, get your bad ass home, you wasn't Superman. You wasn't Superman. Trying to do more than I can, got a little out of hand, I ain't Superman.
Be sure and check out the Texas Music Cafe website for scheduling and upcoming information. And remember, eat your music. It's good for you.
The Texas Music Cafe is brought to you in part by Texas State Technical College, TSTC, technically better. Music and Math Masters supports the rising stars of Texas music through this program. Music and Math Masters motivates and trains students of all ages. We are Central Texas's notes and numbers specialists.
Support also brought to you by Sterling Thompson, architect, providing commercial and residential architectural services in Central Texas since 1986.
Cotton Patch Sound Design is the North American distributor of Burns guitars and basses, as well as a state-of-the-art recording studio and music store, located in Waco, Texas, or online at cottonsoundguitars.com.